You guys, welcome to number 10 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start this episode we're going to be looking at the calendar as we are going to be doing the entire month of December. So we have got about 7 games in this episode, which for saying it is only like 11 minutes long, that's not bad. So we're going to get a lot of action in this episode, so if you want to make sure you do stick around till the end to make sure you see all the results, then that'll be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, obviously we're a month away from January now, so if you do want to leave some comments down below on who we should sign, that'll be absolutely fantastic, as I'm actually currently in the January transfer window. I'm probably doing the live episodes as this one does go up. So yeah, it'll be nice to see what your guys' input is and who we should sign really. So we've gone for Johnny on the right hand side because since signing he's really not done too well. Maybe cutting inside with that left foot will be a little bit more beneficial. So looking at their lineup for today's game, they got the new signing Palacio up front, Sigurdsson, Routledge, AU, Fulton and Lucas in the holding midfielder positions. Williams, Rangel, Bartley and Northfelt in goal. So it's not the strongest Swansea City lineup, but there's still some quite good players like Gylfi Sigurdsson, and as you can see there, he's just chipped us from like 25 yards out, a great goal in the 40th minute of the match. Not really much I could do about that. It was a well-timed pass through for him, and yeah, he does put it into the back of the net. But just before half-time, Johnny here cutting inside from the right-hand side. Eventually the ball does go to Craig Bryson, who does find the back of the net pretty much open, and yeah, gets us back into the game just before half-time does come. So yeah, that was really good, and unfortunately that is how the game does end. 1-1 in the end. A point, not the best way to start this episode, especially against Swansea, who we probably should be beating, but away from home, first game of the episode, maybe I deserve a bit of slack. But looking at the table, we are still in 14th, so it's kind of tight. Like, you get a few points and you could be in 5th, you drop a few points and you could be bottom of the table. So our next game is against Chelsea. They are top of the table. They are currently on 43 points. So looking at the lineup, they've gone for Diego Costa up front, Moses, Oscar, Mikel, Matic, Willian, Ivanovic, Cahill, Godin, obviously a new signing, and Anspilicueta and Courtois in goal. So pretty good Chelsea lineup. Apart from like Hazard on the left, it's pretty much their best possible team with the addition of Godin. So as you can see there, the full-time whistle has blown, and it was literally one of the most boring games in the world. It wasn't that boring, but I feel like there wasn't much point in me showing you guys the highlights, as I can just show you on the match highlights here. Bardi probably kept us in that game the most. He's made some tremendous saves. I'm going to show you a few of those. Really good save there just before half-time. Moses inside to Costa and then to Oscar. Really good right hand to prevent that from going in the bottom left-hand corner. Then in the second half here, 52nd minute, Oscar again. Really good right hand on that. And this is the best save I've seen in quite a while. Ball into the near post. I don't understand how he saved that. Like, maybe it's Costa with poor finishing, but he really did stretch his body out there and get us a very valuable point against Chelsea, who are pretty much unbeaten this season. They've like drawn 2 games and then won the rest. So going into our next game now against Crystal Palace, it is away from home at Selhurst Park. So going into the lineups for today's game, as you can see, they've gone for a 4-2-3-1 with Shamak down the middle, Saka on the left, Zaha on the right, Wickham up front, Much and MacArthur, obviously Cabaye and Balassi both missing, so probably some of their bigger players not in this game. So it's going to be an easier-ish game, but is it in the rain? And yeah, I'm not that good in the rain. It's kind of one of those things on FIFA. If it's in the rain, it's very difficult. And as you can see there, first 10 minutes of the match, Shamak with like a P-roll kind of finesse shot into the bottom right-hand corner of the goal to make it 1-0. Not exactly the start we're looking for, especially away from home in the rain. It's not going to get too good. So just before half-time here, Shamak again with the ball through for Zaha does put it into the back of the net to double their lead just before half-time. And yeah, that's how the game does end. It wasn't that good, obviously, in the rain. I'm not too good. We only had 4 shots, like we did in the Chelsea game, but we didn't defend quite as good. So into the next game now against West Ham United. Hopefully we can break out of this like not winning form and hopefully get a win in this game. The 3 points would be quite nice, and I'm actually going to try a different formation. We do end up going Carrick in the holding midfielder role, and then Hughes and Bryson in the central midfield position. So looking at the West Ham lineup, Kouyaté, Obiang, Noble, Carroll up front, Payet on the left, Byram on the right, and Adrian Reed and Ogbonna in the defence. Very good team, and yeah, they've got like Antonio missing, so that just shows how crazy good their team is. So first 15 minutes of the match here, Hughes, ball down to Carrick, controls it, and then volleys it into the back of the net against his former club. And then I realised it was his former club as I did all this celebration stuff, because I don't like to do that. I think players that have spent quite a bit of time at West Ham, not just West Ham, but teams in the past, they shouldn't really celebrate like a knob. But anyway, into the 63rd minute of the match here, Thomas Ince with the ball out wide to Christie, then a great ball from Christie back to Ince, finds the back of the net, doubles the lead in the 64th minute, and gets us back into a, not gets us back into it, but gets us into a very good position going into the last like 25 minutes. So 6 minutes later, ball into the back post, Kuyate gets the goal, makes it 2-1, puts the pressure on a bit, and then 10 minutes later, yeah, Shackle just, I don't know, just completely took him out for some reason, thought, you know what, let's take Dimitri Payet out with 8 minutes left, and they do make it 2-2, so we're so close to getting a win, and in the end we do end up throwing it away and only getting a point. So really annoying, and again in the rain, like, I'm not too good, we just throw away games so much. So in those winter months I don't do too well. So as you can see there, we have had a bit of growth to Bardi, who is a 78 rated goalkeeper, and Mason Bennett, who is 68 rated. I would quite like to get him to at least a 70 by the end of the season. That would be something good to look forward to. So into the next game now, against Southampton, away from home at St Mary's Stadium. I think that's the stadium name, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, St Mary's Stadium. So looking at their lineup, they've gone for Pele. Up front is Grove on the right, Jay Rodriguez, Wanyama, Classy, Stefans, Yoshida, Cedric, Bertrand, and 4-string goal. It's not the best of teams. They've got like Tadic, Mane, and Font missing, so we should hopefully get 3 points in this game. But unfortunately, we don't get off to the best of starts there. First 5 minutes of the game, ball into the box, Pella with the header makes it 1-0. But in the 30th minute of the match here, really good through ball from Hughes, and then Ince just with the tenacity there to get through and eventually find the back of the net to make it 1-1. A good way to end off the first half, because if we didn't get that goal going into the second half, again in the rain, I'm not going to do too well. So the last 8 minutes of the match here, Thomas Ince and Will Hughes linking up nicely again. He eventually gets the ball across to the substitution, Jamie Vardy, who finds the back of the net, gets us into the lead, and luckily we managed to hold on into this game and get the 3 points. So yeah, Jamie Vardy, like, you've not seen anything from Jordan Rhodes in this episode, so I'm kind of just tempted just to completely drop him and potentially sell him in the January transfer window, because he's just not delivering the goods, whereas Jamie Vardy actually is. So going into the next game now against Hull City, a team that we probably should be beating. We have actually gone for a different formation. We've gone for a 4-2-3-1 with the holding midfield, centre attacking midfielder a little bit more deeper. So yeah, we've got similar formations. Huddleston and Livermore, obviously former Derby County players, so it'll be interesting to see how they do against us. And again, first like 5 minutes of the match, Snodgrass, ball into the box, near post, and they make it 1-0. I don't know what it is about me conceding early goals in this episode, but yeah, I'm not going to say too much more, but let's just say it might happen again. So into the 74th minute of the match here, ball into the box, and a bit of a scramble. Last 15 minutes, Olsen tucks it into the back of the net to make it 1-1. In this actual period of time, like in the game, we had fixtures like one day, rest day, rest day, game. So our fitness was really messed up. And as you can see there, Johnny Russell cutting inside with his left peg, puts it against the post and makes it 2-1. And that is how the game does end. A really good result against Hull City. A nice 3 points, obviously. Last 2 games now, we've got ourselves 6 points. So that's good to see. We've not actually... well, we did lose in the Crystal Palace game, but at home we've done quite well. So looking at the table now, we're only a point behind like the likes of City, Liverpool, Everton, some really big teams in there. And then we're only like, what, 5 or 6 points off the top 5. So we're not doing too bad, but at the same time, we're only a couple of points off the bottom. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the top goal scorers now. As you can see there, Jamie Vardy, 6 goals. Jordan Rhodes, nowhere to be seen. So next game now, against Crystal Palace, the reverse fixture at the iPro Stadium. Again, we're going to have to make a few changes due to fitness reasons. I think we go for, yeah, we just have to go for Thomas Ince with low fitness. So it's kind of an excuse, like my players are on low fitness, but at the same time, we should be able to do a little bit better. But at the same time, it's still in the rain. It's like the month of December, it's just always in the rain. So we don't get off to the best of starts. First 3 minutes of the match, Hangeland just hanging around there and making it 1-0 in the first 5 minutes. So yeah, I think the title for this video is just going to be like early goals galore or something like that, because again here in the 7th minute of the match, don't know what I was doing defensively, pissing about, and yeah, they double the lead in the first 10 minutes of the match, make it 2-0, and yeah, it really went from bad to worse in the 22nd minute of the match here. Wonderful free kick from Sacco makes it 3-0 and kind of kills off the game, like with what, 70 odd minutes of the match. I'm not really going to get myself back into it, and we do kind of get a consolation goal here. Chris Martin brought him off the bench. He does eventually get the rebound into the back of the net to make it 3-1. So on goal difference, it was a slight bit better, but nothing too special in the end. And yeah, we do actually give away a penalty in the last few minutes of the match. Richard Keogh kind of taking out Sacco. Obviously going to take the penalty in a moment. I'm not too sure it's Shamak, so yeah, maybe if we could just save this, it'll be a little bit of a consolation to end off the episode. He does go to the left, and so does our keeper, and saves it. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise, just Bardi making that save and not making it as much as a bad result. So yeah, maybe Crystal Palace are just our bogey team, especially in the rain. If these fixtures were in the clear, I probably would have picked up like 12 or 16 points in this episode. But because it was raining, yeah, I didn't do too well. But we are currently in our objective range, so as long as we keep up the current form, we should be alright, and the board shouldn't sack us at the end of the season. So if you did enjoy this episode, obviously we got through a lot of fixtures, and now we are in the January transfer window, so make sure you leave any comments down below on who we should be signing. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.